And here go the Wacky Racers, and they are freewheeling to wheeling. It may look like rolling hills and picturesque pastoral from here on out, but the Wacky Racers aren't here to relax. They're out to win this wacky race, and no one's more determined than that devious duo, Dick Dastardly and Muttley. And there go the Wacky Racers! Why, oh why, Wyoming? This is the question that rests on everybody's lips. Only at the end of this race will anyone have the foggiest idea of who's a flop and who's come out on top. And there they go! What's cooking in the soggy bog of traffic jambalaya, I hear you say? Well, folks, we have a great race on the menu with plenty of prestige in the pot, and everyone is starving for first place. And the Wacky Racers are off on yet another wacky race. Welcome to Scout Scatter. There lies a most coniferous course ahead for the Wacky Racers, and everyone is pining to take the lead. And there they go, on a frigid free-for-all through frosty forests and icy inclines. It will take decisive deeds and driving daring-do to win this race. And there go the Wacky Racers on a wacky race to Ripsaw. Knock on wood, this is a race that sure won't be trivial. Get up to speed, racers. Just lumbering on won't get you into the lead. And they're off on the Mishmash Missouri Dash, and I'll bet that mismatched 00 duo have more than a dash of misery in store for the other Wacky Racers. And here go the Wacky Racers on the dopey Dakota Derby. Was the Wild West ever as wild as this? Was the desert ever as dusty? And what is that prickly pair, the 00 dog and no-do-gooder, up to this time? And here they go, on a way-out wacky race through Burn Rubber Bayou. Quagmire, swamp, marshland, or fen, call it what you like, but these racers better stay on the road, or they'll risk coming to a wet and sticky end. And the Wacky Racers are off to Ballpoint Pen or Bust through woods, glens, and green forests. Should the Wacky Racers spy some funny foliage by the side of the road, they must beware. The 00 duo may be plotting an ambush. And they're off on the Great Cold Rush Race. This tricky track snakes its slippery way through the old mountain mining country. There's gold in them thar hills, but the Wacky Racers will need to keep their minds on the race if they know what's good for 'em. And they're off on the seesaw to Arkansas. They came, they saw, but which one of the Wacky Racers will conquer? Let the cross-country car-borne careening commence. And there go the Wacky Racers. Who'll be the first to go whizzing to Washington, and who'll be a washout? Oh, this promises to be a spellbinding race. Say, wouldn't it be capital to be the first across the finish line on this one? And they're off on the Baja Ha-Ha Race. There are many perils to be faced in this race from San Diego to Bahia Santa Maria. The Wacky Racers need to stay clear of the mud pits and watch out for that mean machine duo. And here they go on the Great Gator Bait Road Race. This wormy track snakes its way like an alligator across reptile country. The last one across the finishing line is a handbag, everybody. And the Wacky Racers are off, trying to beat the clock to Yellow Rock. They had better snap into gear and put the pedal to the metal. It's time to go roaring down that rocky road to victory. And there they go, on the Ski Resort Road Race. Well, folks, as one avalanche said to another, it's downhill from here. The Wacky Racers better pick up the pace pronto. And here they go. Oil's well that ends well, but first, a high-power petroleum-pumped race through the parched plains of Texas Black Gold Country. And the Wacky Racers are off on a hot race to Chillicothe. A perilous path through the rocky roughs of Ohio backcountry awaits, and that sneaky speedster Dick Dastardly almost certainly has some tricks up his sleeve. And there they go, on the creepy trip to Lemon Twist. The Wacky Racers better not get muddled by the name of this track. Being yellow, sour, or mixed up won't help in winning this race. And the Wacky Racers are off on the Super Silly Swamp Sprint. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, the final race in the Way Out Wacky Races. And it has got to be the silliest and soggiest swamp race ever. Can the Wacky Racers stay on track and not get bogged down in these wacky wetlands? And here go the Wacky Racers on the wrong lumber race. Now the going is really getting tough. Don't miss the forest for the trees, Wacky Racers, because this sure is one ferocious forest. I don't even think Dick Dastardly's tricks can make things worse this time. And they're off on a speed race to Sitka. It's chilly here in the Alaskan wilderness, but there's no chance of this competition cooling off. At least not with that nefarious Dick Dastardly turning up the heat for the Wacky Racers with his tricky traps and cheap cheats. And here go the Wacky Racers on a wacky race to Racine. It will be tough going for our competitors in this rough and tumble road race. And those two troublemakers, the 00 duo, won't make things any easier.